theme for the session, leadership, unfolding capabilities, making Kal happen. Can we have the AV please for the session? Today, the biggest challenge to the leadership is managing the speed of change. As well said, forewarned is well armed. To stay ahead, one has not only to foresee the changes, but has to have ability to cope up and adapt quickly to those changes. Leaders need to make Kal happen. Ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to call upon Mr. Piyush Mathur, President, India Region, the Nielsen Group, and Mr. Gauthaman Raghuthaman, Leader, South Asia Mindshare, on the stage, please. Now I would like to call Mr. B.S. Khargaonkar, Executive Director, Force Motors Limited, to give a floral welcome to our guest. Thank you, Mr. Khargaonkar. Before we begin with the presentations, I would like to request all of you, if you have any questions, please mark the name of the speaker at the top of the question slip that is there on your table and pass it on to our nearest volunteer. Our first speaker for the session, Mr. Piyush Mathur, President, India Region Nielsen Company. Can we have an introduction, AV, please?
Piyush Mathur, President, Nielsen Company, India. The President of the Nielsen Company, India, Piyush Mathur's contribution to the company has reaped rich rewards through the years. Responsible for Nielsen's business activities, Mr. Mathur has previously been the Managing Director, South Asia, and has handled consumer business. He has been a leader with diverse experience and knowledge, having served Nielsen in senior capacities across the Indian subcontinent as well as the Middle East and North Africa. Also, having headed media and internet studies as a research director, Mr. Piyush Mathur's wisdom and experience make for a laudable combination for success. We welcome Mr. Mathur in our midst.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Mr. Mathur.
Good morning, IMA. Good morning. Yes. I feel proud to be here speaking to IMA. What an event. It's just amazing how everybody comes together and organizes an event like this with excellence. Um, let me So it's really outstanding, and I haven't seen this anywhere when so many people come together and make this happen. I think you guys are really among the very best. 10 years in a row, I think all other local management associations should be looking at you to making it happen in their city, in their state. I think it's just phenomenal. And I think from my perspective, getting an event like this and making it happen and making a huge community to come together is just amazing. So, I believe that all of you who made a contribution in making this happen, let me start with a big round of applause for those people. All right, so this is Aaj and the Kal of yesterday, right? You won all those awards. That was yesterday. What happens tomorrow? What happens Kal? Could be very different because the world is changing so fast. So, going by your mission statement of raising the bar on excellence and really realizing the leadership potential that exists, I think that's what I'm going to really talk about. How do you make it happen? Now, last night I did a very simple thing. I'm a simple guy, I do simple things. So I went and browsed, I put Indore in Google and searched. I got almost 5 million plus pages. Then I said, let me raise the bar. So I put in Pune, I put in Bangalore, and I got 6 times the number of pages. I can tell you, before I came to Indore, my eyes were shut. They really opened up when I landed in Indore. I think there is a need for you guys to really create the awareness about what's happening in Indore. I don't think the rest of India really understands what's happening out here. Another simple example of a small city. What are they doing? So this is Aurangabad, going for big orders for Mercedes and BMW. And you know what? If you look at one of the people there, he's saying that I really wanted Aurangabad to get onto the world map so that people can know what a small city in India could do. Created a lot of buzz about the city. Again, very simple thing to do. So we are going to talk a bit more about Pune and Bangalore, and I really am here to raise your bar on excellence. All right, so change is your survival kit. I think a great example from India itself is this phone, right? So, when we talk about, Kal, Aaj or Kal, I really look at the world in 3 different versions. So version 1.0, which is really the pre-internet era. So, the 70s, 80s. And then in the last 2 decades is what I would define as Aaj. And going forward is the Kal of tomorrow. So this phone signifies the version 1.0. And I'm sure you can remember, at least people with white hair like me will remember, that we used to do these trunk calls if we had to call across cities. And those trunk calls could take 2 days to get through. And then you had something called a lightning call, which would take, it'll cost you 8 times more, but it could take half an hour. Even in those days, lightning took its own time to strike India. Right? Those were the days of version 1.0. What happened